Amity. Amity, you know what part of the country you're from. It's a friendly relationship. That's what it is. So, I can go in amity with you, Mason to Mason. Do y'all understand that? I can go Mason to Mason. It doesn't have to be a grand large thing. The other thing is the tracing board. I talked about that earlier. But check this out. A tracing board, a painted or printed illustration depicting the various emblems and symbols of Freemasonry. 90 different symbols in the first 3 degrees. 90 different symbols in the first 3 degrees. So, brothers, we got more in common than we know. Because those 90 different symbols are the same in the USA. They're the same in Austria. They're the same in Romania. They're the same in Italy, France, Slovakia, Peru, Brazil. Those 90 symbols are the same everywhere. Right? Yeah. Bogus. Anybody heard that word? I'm going to free you today. You're going to run out of here, punch folk in the face when they say something. Bogus. And I'm not talking with your fist. You ain't going to hit them with your fist. You're going to hit them with this knowledge. Bogus means not genuine or true. Fake. That's what bogus means. You hear people throw that word around, they have no idea. Now, what does soya mean, or sogia? What does that mean? It's the Italian word for threshold. Threshold. At the door. And so when we organize soya, sogia, we done an acronym for Slogia, Society of Grand Lodges and Alliance, and Slogia in Italian means threshold. Y'all know what a threshold is. You got a threshold at your house. It's at your door. So at the door or the entryway, the threshold of Slogia, at this point, when you cross over into globalized Freemasonry.
Look at it.
All right.
It's going to make sense in a minute. I know they want me to cut it short, but I'm not. So you walking into globalized Freemasonry. And so it's different. Your thinking is different. So by being here today, I don't know how many of us in this room, but if you didn't get it before now, you getting it now. And it's making sense. Because from here we're going a little farther. You see on the Slogia, you see skio, me, neskio. On the t-shirts and all of that, the Slogia emblems. You know what that means? I know that I know nothing.
That's right.
Okay, now.
All right.
That's our motto. Did y'all understand that? The motto for Slogia is, I know that I know nothing. So when you see that, that's what it is. Have you ever heard the word clandestine? We all clandestine. Every last brother in here is clandestine. So if they call you clandestine and you're a Freemason, you say, true that. Why? Because clandestine means keep secret or done secretively, especially because of it being a secret. Right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you're not clandestine, according to the definition, Grandmaster Williams, according to the definition, if you're not clandestine, then you are in violation of your obligation.
Look at that.
I'm free today. I got about 5 minutes, President. Society. What is society? You know, we so give the Society of Grand Lodges and Alliance. An organization or club formed for a particular purpose or activity. So when we sat down in the Rezo, the 8 Grand Masters from the 8 different countries, we said, We know where we come from. We know what we've been through. But we at the threshold of something great. What are we going to do now? Because we got to have a common purpose. And if you look at our statutes, it's a common purpose, right? Society. What is an alliance? A relationship based on an affinity and interest, nature, or qualities. Are you with me? Yeah. Now, I want to talk about the positions of SOLIA so people will understand how that works, because vice president this, honorary president this. What does all that mean? Chancellor this. What does all that mean? What is the job description? What is the office? I'm going to break it down to you. The most active person in SOLIA is the Grand Chancellor. He is the most active person in SOLIA. Why? What does a chancellor do in a Grand Lodge or for a Grand Lodge? Anybody? Huh? Communicates, he's responsible for treaties, or the whole nine, right? So, when you got an organization like this where you have different Grand Masters, and most of the guys that are officers are sitting Grand Masters, so that there's peace and harmony, the Grand Chancellor is the government. Yeah. So, he is the government of the organization, and that's the way SOLIA was set up. The president is the head of the organization. He's the head of the organization. And by the way, we do 2 years. And we also don't let one country bulldog positions. Yeah, it's fair over here. Let me give you a perfect example. When we started in 2010, and when we met in Catania 6 months later, they made me the Vice President of North America. I served as Vice President of North America from 2010 to 2012. Pasquale Serafellini, who I call the founder, was the first president. He served from 2010 to 2012. It's on the chart, right? So when I came out of being the Vice President of North America, then I was promoted to the next president. So it went from Europe to the United States. I was the second president. You with me? It left me in 2014, and Ami out of Romania was the third president. It left Romania out of Europe, and it went to Chile. Right? Where Guillermo was the president. It left Chile in 2018 at Assembly in Brazil last year, where our current president is the president, number 5. In 2020, guess where it's going back? It's going back to Europe. Do you understand that? So ain't nobody, you don't retire. You get 2 years, you come out. Now, that's the president and the chancellor. Everybody's voted upon every 2 years. After the president comes out, then he becomes honorary president for 2 years. Do everybody understand that? And so that's the way it goes from continent to continent and all that. And the vice presidents of those various continents generally become the president. So like our current president, he was the vice president of North America. Right? So now he's the president. So we have to understand how this thing works. So we want everybody to know that. What does ad vitam mean? A lot of people asked me that last night. What does ad vitam mean? What does ad vitam mean? Well, it's Latin phrase which means for life. For life. So we have 2 presidents ad vitam. Well, actually 3. Pasquale Serafellini out of Italy, Weston Jarvis out of the USA, and Ami Enescu out of Romania. Okay? So that's what ad vitals mean. What does emeritus mean? We hear that title a lot. And I'm telling you these titles because these titles are universal in Freemasonry. So you need to know. Emeritus means having retired but allowed to hold the title as an honor. In other words, no man took my life, I gave it.
That's it.
Right? Worshipful. Watch this, brother, this is really important. Worshipful. From the Anglo-Saxon, which means honorable or deserving of respect. So worshipful masters all over the world, they honorable or deserving of respect. Then you got right worshipful. You have earned, listen to this, the respect that was given to you, and it shows up in your work. There's 4 types of brothers in Freemasonry. Watch this. This is for free. There's a brother, a worthy brother, a worshipful brother, right worshipful brother, and most worshipful brother. That's all you got in Freemasonry. Craft. You're a brother, a worshipful brother, a right worshipful brother, and a most worshipful brother. And so most worshipful brothers are tied to the Grand Lodge because the Grand Lodge is most worshipful.
That's right.
Right? So, need to understand that. Most worshipful, listen to this, vulnerable, highly, work more, you deserve